up, y'all? InSouthFan 2001 here. You all know what this is, according from the title of this video. Thank you for being patient. It took me a lot of time to think about, and here's my ranking. At number 29 is the Lion King remake. Yeah, you saw this coming. This is the worst movie I've ever seen, especially when you have a scene where Simba's mane is rolling around inside giraffe's poop. Yep. That sums up the movie. At number 28, oh man, my most unpopular opinion of all time. Oh boy, Knives Out. I never got into love for this movie. Back when I saw it, me and my girlfriend wanted to get out of that cinema. Gosh, it was a horrible experience that I will never forget. And thank goodness I don't have to revisit this turd ever again. And guess what? We're getting a sequel in a few years' time. Not this bullshit again! At number 27, Maleficent 2, Mistress of Evil. This was a terrible, horrendous, unnecessary sequel that I instantly forgot about after I walked out, despite it being one of the 10 worst movies I've ever seen. At number 26, Despicable Me 3. I remember I called it decent in my initial review, but thankfully I got a better extreme rant that last summer. This is so far the worst movie from Illumination to me, and also includes one of the most irritating, insufferable pricks I have ever seen in film. But I guess it's better than Maleficent 2, because at least it feels much more harmless. But still nothing good I can give this turd. At number 25, the Dumbo remake. What a disgraceful and unnecessary remake. I'm sorry, Disney, that is not Dumbo. That is an imposter. At number 24 is the recently released Doolittle, or Pooh Little, as this movie is a big pile of poo. Yeah, this is my least favorite movie of 2020 so far. Fingers crossed there'll be worse movies to come this year. Number 23, Robin Hood. Yeah, I absolutely forgot about this bus fire of a movie. Yeah, atrocious acting, horrible visuals, and a shallow and boring story. I've forgotten everything about this. I can't believe it. I saw it on the Tuesday night of its premiere, like the day before its actual release date. That day I could have spent my money. Me and my family could have gone and see Ralph Breaks the Internet, but nope. We had to go for this bore fest. Number 22, Transformers: The Last Shite, or The Last Fuck You. Let's make sure the Bay Transformers franchise never sees the light of day. Number 21, Dark Phoenix. I remember at the time, I used to really love it. As a movie, I really attempted to defend it, but honestly, there's barely anything worth defending. Not even that X-Woman line couldn't even save the movie. So yeah, Dark Phoenix, it's really hard to defend. But Rise of Skywalker, on the other hand, worth all the defense indeed. At number 20, guys, is Spies in Disguise. Wait a minute, Alex. Didn't you give this a joy, guys, in your initial review? Yes, I remember that, but throughout the past few months now, my thoughts on Spies in Disguise drastically declined, guys. Sadly, I do not think it's one of Blue Sky's best anymore. Not even the best Blue Sky movie. I mean, don't get me wrong, Will Smith was pretty awesome, guys, and the action scenes were pretty decent and entertaining. But all this movie is, I guess it's decent noise, but honestly, due to the fact that this is the first Blue Sky movie to be purchased by Disney, you'd expect something much more grander and much more awesome, right? Yeah, with that original review, I put it on private now. Maybe I'll have to redo my that review maybe one day, I'm not sure. Now, I just think it's an movie. And of course, now, I officially now returning back to my original thoughts. The first one is still my favorite Blue Sky movie. And if I do a ranking on the next Blue Sky movie coming up in like a few years from now, I'll probably still put Rio at number 1. And speaking of another movie starring Tom Holland, dang, why is Tom Holland being in so many blockbusters nowadays? Wow. I mean, come on, dude. Just take a break, honestly. Don't get me wrong, I don't hate him. He's a great actor, but I'm just kind of getting tired of hearing his voice all the time in every blockbuster nowadays. But of course, it's onward. Now, I gave it like 4 stars in my original review. But ever since that day, like about 12 days ago, guys, now my opinion slightly declined. Well, not drastically, just slightly. It had some good emotion, but honestly, I'll admit, maybe the jokes didn't land. I praised the comedy in my review, especially but honestly, nothing was strong, gut-bustingly, memorably funny. At least with Moana, I remember a lot of funny quotes from Moana. But here, with this movie, I'm kind of getting where Sherfill's Productions is coming from, and yeah, it's a 3 out of 5 stars. But I don't know that movie, but I've got a lot of recent movies, like near flawless movie recently, but now, with the exception of the first Hoodwinked, I'm still keeping that near flawless film, but now with this movie, and of course, along with 1917 and the Sonic movie, I now rate them 3 stars out of 5. Just alright. All 3 are on par. They're still solid movies, but considering when they came out during the time when theaters are shutting down, since we are living through the coronavirus crisis, I do not want to kind of rethink this movie, because whenever I'll think this movie, I'll think, oh, this came out the time of the coronavirus. Shame it wasn't a box office hit, but it was a decent movie, but well, nothing great. Admittedly, the one great movie on the list is a movie that's coming out soon, guys. Like, coming later on the list, sorry. Number 18 is another movie I initially called a masterpiece, but my opinion sort of declined. And that's Hobbs and Shaw. Now, I remember having a big blast with this movie, but then after a time, you know, my thoughts then declined. You know, it's kind of like fast food. You really love it in the moment, but after a while, you're like, oh, why did I really need to eat it? I mean, don't get me wrong, I eat it usually when I'm at work, guys, at Wendy's. But yeah, it's alright. David Leitch at least tried this time. Number 17, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Now yeah, another movie that in my opinion sort of declined, guys. I initially gave it like 4 stars, now I give it 3 stars, passable movie. I'll give this, it's better than the first Ant-Man. Even though surprisingly, I forgot to own this movie, gosh. The only reason why I'll own it is because I'll have all 3 of the MCU movies of 2018, and don't see other reason why, guys. I would own this movie. Number 17, no, it's number 16, guys, is, of course, another movie that, in my opinion, so declined, of course. Spider-Man Homecoming. Yeah, decent movie. Alright, people, now we're getting into some of the really good movies. Number 15, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This was a really good movie. Surprisingly, I saw part of Inglourious Bastards, but of course, before Quentin Tarantino's next movie, I'll make sure I'll watch all Quentin Tarantino movies, don't worry. And his next movie will be the 10th movie. Ooh, that's gonna have a lot of hype. Number 14, Shazam! Very fun movie. Number 13, Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Now, when I saw this movie at AMC, guys, that was my second time. And it was the day after I did my review on that movie. Yep, I still say my thoughts. I think it's an underrated gem. Now we're getting into some of the masterpiece. Sorry, I just had to get that out there. I'm like a beat. Number 12 is Black Panther. One of the greatest MCU movies. I remember I saw it by myself, in front row seat. Yeah, I got a front row seats when I watched this movie. It was a spectacle. This, of course, is a live-action Lion King done right. Number 11 is the Lego Movie 2, the second part. I'm in the minority for sure, but I thought it was more awesome than the Lego Movie. And boy, was that a catchy song. Now we're in the top 10, everybody. Number 10, Joker. Joaquin Phoenix knocked it out of the park. Number 9, It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Wow. Tom Hanks absolutely knocked it out of the park as Fred Rogers. When me and my mom saw this movie, we had such an amazing time watching this movie that day. It's a really perfect movie to really watch right now, people, because it is a very relaxing movie that helps calm me down, especially through harsh times like this. Number 8 is Venom. Sure, It's a Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood was certainly a beautiful work of art that helped calm down when I was stressed out. But in terms of what I rather watch and rather remember a lot more, I would rather remember Venom more. I mean, Venom was really awesome. I never got the hate. Me and my girlfriend saw it when it first came out. Tom Hardy as Venom absolutely killed it. Can't wait for his showdown with the Colonel in October. Number 7, Justice League. This, along with the Avengers movies, is one of the greatest superhero team-up movies ever to me. I totally respect if you think it's one of the worst superhero movies of all time, but I've seen worse, like Amazing Crap 2, Iron Man 2, Fantastic, and even DP2. And yeah, this was certainly the one movie that I just, at one point couldn't handle people's opinions on. But thankfully nowadays, I'm more calmer and accept, some of the haters of this movie. But I'd still gone into real love this movie. I got front row seat. And yeah, I had a blast with this movie. But certainly won't be the same when I see No Time to Die in November. Boy, what's with every November being very controversial? There's one movie that I have a really pulverizing opinion on. You know what? Probably that's what I like to call November. Controversy month. Yeah. Yep. That'll happen every November from now on. Number 6 is Mission Impossible Fallout. Now, just like Justice League, I was a bit nervous going in the movie because, seeing a bit of criticism of the movie. Well, at the time I saw Harry Thomas's review and him giving it 2 stars. Oh boy. I was nervous. I didn't want to get bored. And when I saw it, I wasn't. It was a masterpiece. This is an ultimate movie that even the Craig movies need to take notes from. It has much more epic action, creative tricks with its aspect ratio, a memorable villain, and great comedy. Yeah, when me and my girlfriend saw it, we had a blast with it. One of the greatest action movies I've ever seen recently. Number 5, Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Yeah, this was a shockingly brilliant masterpiece. Me and my girlfriend had a blast watching it back that day when I saw it, and it's totally my favorite Harry Potter movie ever. Number 4, Terminator Dark Fate, the best Terminator movie, and when I saw it at AMC, that was my certainly first time. I certainly saw like 3 or like 2.5 times in the cinema. Glad I gave double the money for this movie. Number 3, Aquaman. Jason Momoa, you knocked it out of the park with this one. And at number 2, Birds of Prey. As of right time I'm recording this is the current DCU movie, and the current greatest movie of 2020, in sort of a very underwhelming year in terms of movies, guys. This is certainly the one, in my opinion, this is the one remarkable movie to be released this year. And so far, the most positive thing I'll think of this year. I mean, wow. This movie has some of the best girl power I have ever seen in film. Margot Robbie, she absolutely steals the show. She was obviously born to be Harley Quinn. I love her relationship with Totoro. The villain was great. Glad this is also one of the light-hearted DC movies, which does needs after when it had a pretty dark start. I'm also overjoyed it was a box office hit. Oops! Yeah, not. I mean, for crying out loud, why did it flop? Were people just put off from just the marketing alone? Because I know Suicide Squad had better marketing because that pulled more people in because it had a lot more characters. But, I mean, seriously, I think the only reason why it flopped because a lot of people hate female-empowered movies, guys. Which is just so dumb. I mean, all I gotta say is, hopefully the same thing doesn't happen with Wonder Woman 1984. It better not. I'll be shocked if No Time to Die grosses over this masterpiece to me. But yeah, what can I say? Birds of Prey, I'm still really love this movie. But the one pro I'll give, despite it flopping, at least it's coming out on digital sooner, guys, than DVD. So hopefully this movie will cheer me up through my pretty, boring, depressing break. I'm pretty sure, right? And now, my number 1 best movie I saw at AMC throughout the past 2.5 years is none other than Ralph Breaks the Internet. Yup, this was my most anticipated movie of that year, 2018. Rightfully so. Heck, I remembered. I was like watching like the last 10 minutes of Wreck-It Ralph. Like I had it in my phone, you know, kind of like I'm listening to music. I'm just listening to the dialogue from that movie before when going to my screening. I did the same thing with Infinity War going to my screening in Endgame. Yeah, same thing. And to this day, I'll still never forget the time I watched Ralph Breaks the Internet in theaters. It was an unforgettable experience. The only downside is that me and my girlfriend were in separate seats. What a shame. But who am I kidding? She would have been a bit squirmy throughout the movie, I gotta say. As she usually is whenever we watch movies. I also think it's an underrated gem, and one of the greatest movies from Disney, and of all time. Now, I certainly remember not quite preferring it over the original at the time, but once I went on that short vacation to San Francisco, and I purchased that movie for that vacation, that's when I started preferring it much more than the original. I've watched it dozens of times on that trip. I'm absolutely passionate about this movie. I mean, this is a type of sequel you'd expect from DreamWorks. Yep, it's that great. And I couldn't be more than proud to call Ralph Breaks the Internet the best movie I saw at AMC throughout the past 2.5 years. Thank you all for watching. How would you rank these movies? Comment and let me know. Stay tuned for a very special review coming up next. What is it? You'll find out. And skittish.